All right, and we're back here on Couch Host Live. I think I hear echo.
It's me.
Okay, all right, okay.
You good?
So I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good now. All right. Let me just make sure. I don't hear echo. I think, do we hear echo? 1, 2, 3.
Check it.
Okay. So I think we're good. Okay. All right. So we're back here live here on Couch Coach Live. Another Wednesday night under the lights here at Couch Coach Live. We got a special guest in the building. We got our guy TonyTheSavant here. What's going on, Tony?
What's going on, big bro? Good there. Good to be here again. What's going on, Maui?
You shit. Chilling. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Just grinding. Same old. Yep.
Hey, Tony. I'm happy you on here, man. So by the end of the show, I got somebody that I want to introduce you to that grew up in this house that pays for your beers.
He plays for my Bears?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm a
Packers. Wait. It's you from Chicago. Don't even try it. Don't even try it, man.
Don't even try like crying, man. I don't like crying. I chose the right key.
Right.
Well, right. So, but I'm gonna introduce you to somebody that grew up. He's from the city. He grew up in this house though that I live in right now. He's my brother's best friend.
Okay.
Right.
I like to meet the brother. Okay. What's up, man?
Yeah, we got a great show lined up for you today. So we'll talk about some interesting stuff that happened this week in the world. And actually, it's going to be pretty much a football-centric show tonight. We'll talk about Tyreek Hill being detained, Dax Prescott getting his money. We'll also recap week 1. We give our takeaways. Then we'll look forward to this weekend. What are our games to watch this weekend? And we'll do our picks and round out tonight's Couch Coach Live. And we'll be right back here on Couch Coach Live. We'll take a brief time out. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back here on Couch Coach Live. Here at Echo. Right here at Echo. What's going on? I can hear some static.
Is it?
All right. I think we're good now. I think we're good on that end. So yeah. So all right. So all right, can you hear me now? I think we're good.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're back here on Couch Coach Live. So like we talked about in the tease, we talked about essentially what we're going to discuss is going to be so the first topic that we're going to discuss is Tyreek Hill being detained moments before entering the stadium on Sunday versus the Jags in the season opener. So we're going to play the audio with the body cam video. So, and obviously the video is courtesy of Andy Slater from the Andy Slater Show, which you can check him out weekdays from 3 to 5 on Fox Sports 640 in South Florida. So, before we play this video, want to let you know that there is some foul language, some curse words that are being involved. So, if you don't want to hear the details or cursing or what have you, it's a 3-minute video. So if you want to come back in probably about 4 minutes, we're not mad at you. So just come back if you want to come back and don't listen to the actual footage. We're good with that. So it'll be a 3-minute clip. So what we're gonna play the body cam footage of when Tyreek Hill was detained on Sunday.
Matt, are you on?
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, mama. Get out of the car. Give me your ass, we'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of violence do you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
Bro, y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there with the window down. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen,
man.
big man, don't park there, man. Just get in the car.
Hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Straight up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey,
I'm
you're
not
in the car.
Who's the driver?
This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now. Let me have your license.
I'm
You're gonna ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license.
Leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
What's going on?
Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your license. Your license right now.
Sir,
Hey, your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now.
He just told me to
Your
leave.
license right now.
Sir,
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now.
All right, so this is the footage here that we had here. So first, I'm gonna go with you, Tony. Your thoughts on this video. So when you say what you gotta say, Tony, we're gonna mute your mic once you're done. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Are you getting noise? Are you getting a lot of noise, big bro?
Yeah.
You are?
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with your thoughts first, and then once you're done, we'll mute your mic, and then we'll smoke it. Then we'll unmute you once we're done.
Okay.
All right.
So originally when I heard all of this, I thought it was a typical issue where a black man was dealing with an unruly cop, but when the body cam came out, man, I just think that there was no right parties in this. Unfortunately, my dad was a cop, so I look at this situation a little differently because my pops told me how to, deal with cops. One, if you're in the wrong, you just take accountability. You want to get on with your day, just go ahead and do what they ask you to do, get on about your way. But two, that's what I felt like Tyreek should have did. At some points he wasn't wrong, but at some points he wasn't right either. And I don't know if you've seen the clip. There was another clip of this whole situation where they actually show You know, him and his McLaren, the man speed past the cops, easily doing 100. The cops had to do 110 just to catch him. So it's the point of the matter that Tyreek was in the wrong. But the cops could have definitely had more professionalism. I think there's a Dade County Police, so it looks bad on their part because of the decorum. But what's most disgusting of this whole situation is how Tyreek been acting afterwards. I don't know if y'all seen his interview, man, but he just not having any accountability for the situation. And I know it's a lot of people that look up to Tyreek Hill. I got a couple little cousins that play football. They love some Tyreek Hill, but I just think for the sake of the kids, you gotta, have some accountability. But once the body cam came out, I seen that the full picture kind of got colored in for me. I truly felt like both parties was wrong. You know what I mean, in this situation.
Yeah. All right, Mal, your thoughts on what happened on Sunday? That's
Man, shout out to Tony, man, giving you different perspectives and coming from different angles. I was gonna try to do that too, but man, once I rewatched it again, we've had these stories before, so it's been like 2 or 3 times. Matter of fact, when we was in South Dakota, when I got pulled, you know what I mean? And one thing about Maui knows I'm very respectful, my tone, and I can be a little submissive and still be powerful at the same time. So what I mean by that is I make a conscious decision to yes, sir, no, sir, just to keep the vibe, even when they're trying to take me out of my square. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really bothered by this when I talked about it for the simple fact, a teammate or something like that pulled over to say, hey, man, they beating up Tyreek, where to me, I feel like the police should make the situation better. And when and nobody listened to the guy say, hey, I'm his friend, I'm his teammate, try to assess the situation so it didn't have to go as far as it went. But as he's speaking, and they're supposed to be in charge, and neither one of them are sitting there and try to make the situation to make it peaceful. It just kept demand. And I understand why. They don't like chasing you when you're driving. They feel like that's very disrespectful. I understand that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be, it's like anybody that's a authority figure in that way. It's like going to a nightclub. You see the same thing with bouncers. And you like, yo, you're just trying to assess the situation so everybody can calm down. You know what I mean? Okay, is my friend being belligerent? Okay, let me holler and get him under control. I mean, you guys are selling alcohol here. We done spent a lot of money here. Just no. So then now everybody, you know what I mean? It's like it was one police officer that clearly was aggressive. It can't be 5, 4, 3. It needs somebody has to assess the situation so the police officer can not get himself in major trouble, because everybody is human. And then at the same time, be able to speak to Tyreek in some way. Because once Tyreek kind of got out the car, he wasn't as wild. He wasn't speaking too hard. You know what I mean? So at that point in time, it should have been somebody to such a situation so everybody can go home and chill. It's no excuse for what Tyreek did before and now, but man, that shit hit me. I mean, sorry, my bad. That stuff hit me a little hard because I've been in that situation a couple times and hasn't really done anything. You know what I mean? And it's like they tried to push me so I could get upset. I could do something. Like when they take you and they put you down, they're putting their knee in your back and they're trying to don't move. I'm not moving, sir. I'm not moving. So it's really all you trying to do is calm them down because they're going, you're taking my head and you ramming it into the cement. So I can't, you know what I mean? It hurts, but I'm okay. But anyway, that's my take on it. Sometimes, man, I just wish somebody would be a mediator to situation once you get to a certain point. That's really what I'm saying.
Yeah, so before I give my tip, definitely I give a huge shout out to one of our legacy internet radio alums, our guy, Mr. 3375. He chiming in. This is my first time watching the video, and the cop made the situation worse. And almost to echo Jeff, aka Mr. 3375 sentiments. I think, and it's almost to Tony point as well, where 2 wrongs don't make it right. So it's both were in the wrong, as Tony put, and there was a footage of where you seen Tyreek speeding at a fast rate, and we know this is like a block away from the stadium. This is an area that was like heavily coned, so obviously, this is an area where you need to pretty much slow down and proceed with caution. That obviously, they're pretty much making it a way where essentially this area is going about to be condensed. So it's like it's somewhere where you don't need to be speed. So that's the first thing. I think what happened with the situation at hand, because Tyreek just said, "Hey, give me my ticket," and I think that's where it kind of was like, you don't tell us what to do, and we're gonna tell it, because it should have been a simple situation where, okay, yes, he's speeding. I think two things could have happened. They talked to Tyreek and said, "Hey, man, slow down, or we're gonna get you a ticket." It's only two outcomes of that. But then I think the fact that he said, "Just give me my ticket," and I think that's what kind of, obviously, I think what really kind of triggered him was obviously him not rolling down the window in the beginning. That was that, and then when he had the interaction, I think, in my personal opinion, when he said, "Just give me my ticket," because that's what it should have just been. Just, "Hey, give me my ticket." That's just like, if anything, where with the cops, they just felt so emboldened to the fact to say, "Hey, you know what? You don't control the situation." So it added fuel to this fire where he didn't necessarily have to be. And I didn't like how they pulled him out that car, and I looked at just the standpoint just that they looked at like he didn't have a sense of urgency. He was getting ready to come, and you dragged him out of that. And people got to realize he's in the McLaren with those suicide doors, so it's gonna be it's a little difficult getting out of that car faster than what you regularly have, like a regular sedan where it just opens up. So I didn't like the force of that, and then obviously the situation with we seen Jonnu Smith. We didn't see the video of Calais Campbell, who also was came down a few minutes later, and then he was actually detained as well. So there should have been a situation, like I think you said it, Mal, where it's like they should have told him, "Hey," because yes, he was that guy, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, that car was parked in the middle of the street. You could have just told him, "Hey, go to the curb, be right here," because go right there. He was in the middle of the street, and I agree. "Hey, can you just move your car into this lane?" And then you do what you got to do. And the same thing with Calais Campbell, where Calais Campbell was just, like you said, just trying to like, "What's going on with my friend?" Like, that's what they were there to help. And and they made it worse by putting handcuffs on him. And like you said, I don't necessarily like almost a Tony point was saying, "Hey, is he like, do we look at Tyreek Hill as a victim?" No, I don't think he's a victim in this case, in this circumstance. Like, as far as like him being apprehended, like I would say a victim more in the sense of, I put it this way, like as far as like what Tony said, as far as like all the stuff needs to happen to the cops, but in the same token, if he would have just had to drove the speed limit, none of this would have even happened. I do understand. I do get where the cops, they took it to the next level, and that's where they're supposed to be the one that de-escalate. Like I said earlier, where they could have said, "Hey, Tyreek, come on, man." Like, they had your license, they know who he was, so it's like, slow down, man. Like, slow down. Don't come down here so fast, or I'll give you a ticket. Either or. It's like, to me, it should have been two outcomes. He shouldn't have been thrown out of his car. He shouldn't have been elbowed. He shouldn't have been like the situation where they had him in cuffs and moved him and potentially could have hurt his knee. So it's kind of one of those where, in my personal opinion, yeah, the cop was definitely wrong. So, and like you said, then they're trying to make an example out of him, so it's just one of those where, and that's what it is. And it's like that, it's that ego trip. Like, right. I was saying earlier, where, because Tyreek just said, "Hey, give me my ticket. Just give me my ticket." That's all. Because Tyreek, obviously, when he's a block away from the stadium, he's trying to make his way to the stadium. "Just give me my ticket." And that's when he was like, "Well," in my mind, that cop said, "Well, you're not going to dictate what I'm going to do to you." Hence the situation with the window, because even with the window, that was, to me, was aggressive. He'll roll down the window, just you guys driver's license, you're good. Just get right. He gave you a driver's license. Then, okay, Mr. Hill, here's your ticket. I'm gonna write you a ticket. Next time, like they got a game tomorrow night. Hey, don't come down here like this tomorrow night. I mean, Thursday night like this.
Right.
Slow it down. When you get here, slow it down, Tyreek. Slow it down.
Right. So, I mean, I know we probably got to jump to Tony, but at the same time, I always feel this way. And it's like, they train us to be the one to assess the situation. And you know what I mean? Like they, put your hands here, make sure your seatbelt on, put your hands on the steering wheel. I had never heard that until 2020. I was watching a documentary and the guy was like, in the 70s, he said, I went to LA. It was the first time that I saw cops grabbing, having guys on their knees with their hands, hands behind it. He said, I had never seen that before. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like we have to do all these different things to make them comfortable, and so they won't get out of hand in some type of way. When I think it should be the other way around. If you're gonna have one cop be aggressive, it should be another one that come up and say, "Hey, why are you speeding?" You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? Everything okay? You know what I'm saying? Is somebody hurt? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So he can assess the situation where he can go back. He said, "Man, that's Tyreek Hill. Man, he's, blah, blah, blah." And then you come back and you're right. That's what I'm saying. You come back and you say, "Hey, man, can't be speeding like that, man. You're going to hurt yourself, blah, 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 this, and that. So we're going to go ahead and give you this ticket." You know what I mean? It can't be that where you constantly keep, and that's the issue. You constantly keep feeling like people are dogs and you got to necessarily let them know who the one that's in charge. And that's really what was going on. No, forget you, not no more. We, you know what I mean? And it can't be we. It could be, I'll give this. It could be one cop be that way, but it can't be 3, 4, 5. It needs to be somebody there to keep control of the whole scenario, of everything that's necessarily going on. Somebody's got to be able to communicate. Communication is so important. Little do you know.
Yeah. All right, so we'll bring Tony back in the frame. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was loving that, fellas, and 100%, man. And not to be ignorant to the situation, I do think I've talked to my pops about this, and he's acknowledged that there is a disproportionate as far as how we're treated, our street folk. But it's even more incumbent, and it's a point like how Maui said it. It's not so much. It is part of being submissive and letting some of your ego go, but if you can acknowledge that there is an issue, that you shouldn't contribute to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even at that point, you should be like, "Look, bro, you know what I mean? I just want to get out of this situation alive, one, and unscathed too." So,
yep.
Funny enough, I didn't have friends. We raised in black friends. I'm talking about my white boys done wilded out, and nothing happened to them. Black friends then acted a fool. Then they got snatched up. So, I didn't see the worst and the best of both situations, but this is just an anomaly where you got an NFL superstar who has millions and millions of followers and a lot of people that look to him. You got to set the example. You know what I mean? This was a good look on him.
Absolutely. And it's funny because as we, so obviously this all, and it's funny how, like, if you were paying attention on Sunday, like prior to the game, so many things happened on Sunday, like at the, as far as like that 9 to like 11 o'clock hour. The Tyreek Hill situation happened. We learned about Kendrick Lamar being the headline in the Super Bowl this year. A lot of stuff happened. Then also another crazy thing that happened on Sunday as we were kicking off week 1 in NFL Sunday. Dax Prescott. So Dax Prescott got paid. He got an extension on right on the date as on Sunday. We signed a 4-year contract extension, $240 million. 230 of that money is guaranteed with an $80 million signing bonus, an average of $60 million per year. He is the highest paid player annually in NFL history. Tony, I'm gonna go with you first. Your thoughts on Dak getting his money? Did we get you, Tony?
I don't mind having. Oh, can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, you good? Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little conflicted because I don't mind when these guys get their bag. I don't want to sound like a hater, but Dak ain't won diddly, man, in his 9 professional years as an NFL player. And respectfully, I'm one of those people that think if you ain't won a Super Bowl, then you shouldn't be getting paid this astronomical money. I mean, now we just got another quarterback. I think the 5 highest quarterbacks in the league before you get to Patrick Mahomes. None of these dudes have even won I think Joe Burrow is the only one that's won a conference championship game, or even made a Super Bowl appearance, and that goes for my guy Jordan Love too. But when it comes down to Dak, we got a long history of him. He started out as a 4th round draft pick, and he's always looked like a 4th round draft pick, especially when you got these guys like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, all these dudes that came in after you that have more NFL success than you. You know what I mean? So, but Jerry Jones, how we know he loved his headlines, and I don't think it was any accident that they made the announcement right before the NFL season. But yeah, man, a dude that has never won nothing is the highest paid NFL player of all time. I guess that's just the precedent that we living by nowadays.
Yeah, for now. But yeah, what's your thoughts, Malway, on yeah?
Hey, man, congratulations, Mississippi State. Hey, man, I have nothing negative to say. At one time, we was fighting for Dak to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some Cowboy fans is, but hey, no offense, Jerry keeping this team together. You know what I mean? I'm sure that coach ain't gonna be there next year. Hopefully, he get him a coach that's gone. But I ain't gonna knock it. I'm happy for him. I wish that they could figure out a way to have more team co-op, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like they all may not really get along or something like that. Or maybe that's the issue. But hey, man, I ain't got nothing negative to say. I'm happy for him. He got Zeke back. You know what I mean? So, and truth be told, I think last game, they played the Browns, I think Zeke looked a little more, Zeke looked a little, I ain't gonna say he looked like himself, but he looked a little more happy. You know what I mean? So, hey, I ain't gonna knock it. Damn, 60 meals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And definitely, I got Jeff chiming in finally, and everything's in business now. And yeah, and I definitely agree on that one. I mean, yeah, Dallas had to make the smart decision. I mean, and I know this is like what Tony was saying as far as him not being accomplished, but this is kind of what happens when you have a starting quarterback in the NFL. This is what you're going to be paying for. So, yeah, I get, yeah. And I look at like Dallas' situation is who else is in the market that they can get that's better than him at this point.
Shadur Sanders.
Like I said.
Yeah, like I think that last game messed him up. I think that last game.
We'll go to that momentarily. We'll talk about that shortly.
Right.
But my personal opinion, he's the best option that they have for this team going forward.
Right.
So my thing is this: I understand, yes, that you can do better, but that's the standard operating procedure for starting quarterbacks. And I understand that's something that maybe down the line, like Tony said, if you become a Super Bowl player or have more accolades, you get paid based on this, and third. But you got to think to yourself, we're in the Mahomes era. So it's almost like, so pretty much if he continue to have this tear where he keeps on winning Super Bowls, no one's going to get paid. And that's the thing about what's going on here. You just, at this point, it looks like we have, at this current landscape, we just have one dominant guy that's winning Super Bowls in Patrick Mahomes in these last 3 years, and even like about what he's done in the AFC, 7 straight years being in an AFC Championship game. It is what it is. But Cowboys had no choice. Because we've even talked about it in the NFC East preview, where if you let Dak walk, because we knew we was like, okay, if they didn't get a deal done, Dak is gone. You can't trade anything, get no access for him. He can just walk out the door at the end of the season and you get nothing from it. Right. And that type of value, that could be able to get that type of value anywhere in the draft, a free agency. You don't have nobody there that's going to be there for you 2025. So yeah, I mean, they had to do it. And like you said, Jerry Jones did it at the 11th hour. And hey, that's what he do. He makes the headlines. And yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. And like I said, I'm cool with everybody making money because at the end of the day, this is a $1 billion organization that essentially, why not get your money? Because the NFL, they don't. That's the only people they really cut checks to is the players. They don't cut checks to networks. They don't cut checks to anybody else. So hey, why as well cut those checks to what's your jig? So but yeah, but yep. And like you said, he's a Jerry's guy. Jerry's always paid his people he drafts. So yeah, he is loyal.
That's good.
Yeah, he's loyal. But yeah, hey, shout out to Dak though.
But at the same time, they haven't went down. I think they still been at the same place for the last few years, and it's not a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Where they're at, they're still in the mix. You know what I mean? They could just fall off, but I know it's been a long time. And another thing is, where else was I know other places he was going to be able to get that money, but it's real easy for the Cowboys to pay that man that type of money. You know what I mean? What are they worth for $11 billion now or something like that? Like,
yeah, I think
it wouldn't make sense for him being with the Jaguars or something like that, and they paying him $60 million. Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, but hey, man. Mad Dog said that though. Mad Dog said that he said, I'm not tripping. He said I believe around September everybody's gonna get paid. He said that CeeDee Lamb was gonna get paid, and he said that that Dak was gonna get paid.
Yeah, yep. And the other person's left is probably gonna be Michael. So we'll see how that goes and everything. But yeah, I mean, hey, more power to him. But yeah, I mean, hey.
I do got a question, brother.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, if Dak don't win, let's just say, what was this extension for? 4 years, 5 years?
4 years. 4 years. Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't win in the next, win something in the next 2 years, what do you think the Cowboys will stand in?
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I believe yeah. I mean, look at Kirk Cousins. Look what Kirk Cousins is at.
True.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think there's probably some stuff in this contract where, because you think about a lot of his money's up front, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I think it might be conducive for them to potentially move on from him in 2 years or what have you, or 2 or 3 or whatever happens. Right. And yeah, you got to see it because this deal, you think about, it's very hard pressed to win 12 games each year, so it's kind of one of those where, you're hard pressed to have a team like that where you're at least in contention to win NFC championships, potentially, advance to the divisional round. They just haven't got to the point where they're in the NFC championship game, but they're in previous years they've been in the doorsteps.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those where I think you just keep going because of just a simple fact of just how everything, and plus how the NFC is kind of built anyway, because there's really NFC is kind of sketchy. And I can understand like if you in the AFC, yeah, this is a little bit different because you would be behind a couple of teams. But I look at the Cowboys where they're in that tier, maybe 1B, 2 tier in the sense. So I definitely think they, with them being a little bit, it's guaranteed for them to win double digits every year. So it's like, and then we know how the playoffs is. It's a crapshoot. You can mess around and win a game, out of luck and what have you. So I mean, hey, I'll just still keep it going. I mean, until like you said, if it fails in 2 years, then hey, maybe somebody will be available in 2 years potentially, or like you said, it could, like you said, Tony, could be a situation where hey, they still might draft Shador potentially. We don't know. Who knows? Who's to say what can happen in this year's draft or what have you? Because you never know. But
trade Dak to the Giants. Sorry, Cole. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, I ain't going to Giants. He gonna stay in Dallas. I think, like you said, and they might could draft a quarterback either next year or 2026. potentially. So I mean, and they might have a plan in place where they can do something like that. But I think for the immediate future, he's your best option until you find that guy. We thought it was gonna be Trey Lance, but I mean, the way he played in the preseason, I do not think he is their answer.
Yeah, that quarterback market is horrible. No, sometimes I sit back and I'm like, man, they got young quarterback. Oh, it's bad. It's really not good. Because just like now, they screaming Flacco's name out. You know what I mean? A couple of teams.
Yeah,
but I think it should be two different markets. I'm sorry, big bro. I would just chime in what you said as far as because Tua just got his extension and he ain't the highest nothing, So it got to be two different markets where, look, brother, you bought us a championship. All right, now we're gonna pay you accordingly. Like Patrick Mahomes making $60 million a year makes sense. You know what I mean? But Dak making $60 million, it's just. Maybe if they had an NFC win, but the thing about the Cowboys is, they ain't even been to the NFC Championship, so it's very hard to justify, in my mind, anyways. Dak making $60 million.
And I agree with you, but and that's where I think you might have a situation where, and this could be something that the owners might look at and think to yourself, okay, maybe we have incentive-based contracts where certain tiers of quarterback, because now the standard operating procedure is if you're a starting quarterback now, and this is, and I think this is who's gonna be the biggest beneficiary is probably be Brock Purdy, where he's up. So it's kind of one of those where it's like if he comes up next, well, he's gonna come up next year. So it's like, hey, Dak getting 60. I've been to the Super Bowl twice. Right. Well, heck, if he goes this year, so it'll be his second time in the Super Bowl. So it's kind of one of those where, it's a beneficial to any starting quarterback, anybody who's up for a deal. But like you said, and that could be a sticking point with the owners, and I think that might be a situation that might come up in the next collective bargaining, or where it's like, hey, just because you're a starting quarterback, you could be an average or above average, you still getting that same kind of money. So say, and this is an example. If you had, who would be a good example? And this is hypothetical. If Justin Fields is up and he makes to the playoffs, and what have you, he gonna get the same kind of money that what's you gonna get? He'll get the same kind of money that Brock Purdy would get, even though they're in two different type of tiers. That's just the way it is, unfortunately, at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Could you imagine being average at your job, but then highest paid at the job too? I slack middle of the pack as it gets.
That's how it is, B. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's weird. A lot of places, if you stay there for a period of time, they'll actually lay you off, give you severance pay and this and that. So you'll be good for a minute, and then you come back, they'll hire you. Now you might make a little bit less, but let's just say when you get hired back, you might get hired back a little bit less than where you were at. You know what I mean? It's weird. And there's some places, some people have been working at jobs for 20 years. And then people getting hired in at the same pay that there is, or just a little bit less. So it's just how it is, no offense to, I will say this for it being one of the most biggest franchises and one of the most controversial teams. I think Dak has done well. You know what I mean? I don't. It's not too many people that might be able to handle everything that he has to handle, being the quarterback for one of the more prestigious franchises in the world. You know what I mean? So he kept himself, you know what I mean? If for me too, I'm not a Cowboy fan, so I would want to talk to like Jeff, you know what I'm saying? Because, or what's my man, what's the dude used to be on the show? John Marshall? Chip. He was a Cowboy. Yeah. And one of the things Chip said was, we paid all that money to Romo. Romo wasn't hardly there. He was hurt all the time, Yeah. Dak got hurt too, but Dak got Iron Man. He's there. You know what I mean? Regardless, he's there. So I don't, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. But so we gotta talk about the week that was in the National Football League. Especially we are less than 24 hours away from the start of week 2 of the NFL season. So we'll look back at week 1. So let's dive into it, fellas. Our NFL week 1 takeaway. So what are your 2 takeaways from week 1? I'm going to go with you first, Tony. What you got?
Week 1, it yielded a lot of surprises. But the biggest one for me, Big Bro, is probably the Arthur Blank Atlanta Falcons situation. You're talking about a Jerry Jones. I don't think anybody invested more and made the right moves more than Arthur Blank did with the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, we just kind of talked about Kirk Cousins a little bit, but $100 million guaranteed. In exchange for that, he got 10 points out of that offense. The defense, with Judon and I forget the other brother that they got, but it was supposed to be a rejuvenated defense. These fools, they did their thing. It was a matter of they bent, but they didn't break because they only lost to field goals. But the biggest surprise to me, because that was the game I was really watching for to see, what the new Steelers and the new Falcons was going to look like. But I did not envision the Falcons looking as bad as they did, man.
Yeah. And what's your second takeaway?
Oh, so I'm sorry. What was the second point? I didn't hear the second. I didn't hear another.
Yeah, what's your other takeaway? Because you got 2 takeaways for this week.
Oh, okay. So my second one is probably I got to keep it in the crib, man. Jordan Love being injured, and of course with the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears all winning, that already puts us behind, in the conference. I mean, not excuse me, in the division competition. But Jordan Love being injured is going to probably, I think that kind of deterred a lot of people as far as if you had the Packers being in the mix. You probably got some questions about that. Me, of course, I'm a Packers fan. But my second takeaway is, unfortunately, the young man is injured, but I'm just kind of wondering what are the Packers going to look like from this point on?
This was still 3 to 6 weeks, right? That's what they're still banking on. Okay. Yeah, he dodged a bullet. Because when I seen that, I was like, oh my God. I was like, do not let him be out for the year.
I don't mean to chime in, bro, but it looked very reminiscent of how Aaron Rodgers went down last year. Aaron Rodgers was twisted up the same way, and so I was it kind of gave me, because I'm still an Aaron Rodgers supporter. He ain't with us no more, but it kind of gave me a little, PTSD. I thought I was seeing that.
Straight up, yeah, that was scary. Right. I was like, oh man, but yeah. All right. Now, what's your 2 takeaways from week 1?
And I had a few, but they small. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's the gentleman that come on the show sometimes? That the Denver Broncos fan?
Jordan.
Yeah. I really feel like I know they lost, and I know his numbers look a little up and down, but I felt like they finally found their quarterback. I feel like there's promise there. I feel like he wasn't scared of the moment. I just think he needs to be. They need to get him a little bit more discipline. You know what I mean? So I feel like out of all these years, I think they finally found a quarterback. I just felt like when I was watching, I was like, man, like, damn, there's potential there. You know what I mean? That's my takeaway from that. I really was happy that because they were talking about starting a quarterback that I didn't think that was worth doing. I thought they should have gave the young man a shot. I felt like Daniels. Same with Daniels. I felt like, Coach, no offense, I felt like the defense didn't do his part. I feel like, man, there's so much potential with that quarterback you got. I mean, swag. I mean, he ran a lot, but you know what? I'm happy he did. If he felt more comfortable doing that, moving the sticks, that's what you need to do. So I feel like that was one takeaway. I feel like Daniels. Let me see. The Bengals lost to the Pats, and I was like, "What's going on with the Bengals? Do they miss Mixon?" And I had a voice go in my head said, "No, Coach always says the Bengals start slow." So I really wasn't. I was going to make a big deal about that, but I changed my mind. And then Mixon and Diggs for the Texans. I feel like with them 2 dudes being on that team, they have a good chance to make it into the AFC Championship, maybe even winning it. I don't know. I just felt they looked like they looked very mature and like they belong there, I guess I could say. But the last one is the Cardinals. I know everybody's talking about Josh Allen had this awesome game, but to me, it shouldn't even been that close. But when I watched the Cards, 270 total yards, 124 rushing yards, average 5 yards a carry, only allowed 4 sacks. The issue to me is that the quarterback is really, really, really short. Like it's really, 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 really short. And I think that's going to be a issue in the past. But I did like the first half. Anytime he was in, had an issue, he knew exactly where to throw the ball to. I like some of their schemes, but I felt like in the second half, the Bills just was more physical. But I think the reason I brought this up, we had a conversation in the preview of how, we thought this team was going to be, especially with Murray. Like, how long are we going to sit there and keep putting him like, okay, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Is he going to get hurt? And I felt like they easily could have won that game. But I knew one of those quarterbacks was going to mess it up, and Kyle Murray did. But I feel like the Cards are going in the right direction.
Yeah. And before I give my takeaways, gotta give it. Jeff's the number one. Baker Mayfield still impressive, obviously. Yeah, I mean he played probably the worst pass defense in America in the Washington Commanders, and then to the Cowboys defense playing well under new coordinator. And I agree, that was another one where we talked about it in the preview as far as having Mike Zimmer there, which is like, to me, if you replace Dan Quinn with somebody, he would be literally 1A. He's literally. So I knew that matchup was gonna, that relationship of having Mike Zimmer there was going to pay huge dividends, and it's kind of one where they really don't lose much compared to not having Dan Quinn there. So look at that. And then also, side note, Tom Brady is a horrible announcer. I didn't even watch it. And I don't think I'm gonna watch him this week too, because y'all play the same. I don't know for my reason why why y'all get Tom Brady's on y'all game 2 games in a row, but I digress. I'll be watching my crew with Mark Schlereth, Kenny Albert, and Jen Hale on the sideline. So that's my team. So it's all good. I'm not gonna listen. Who cares about Tom Brady? I got the best game of Mark Schlereth on my game. So I think the biggest takeaway is the pressure is on in Atlanta. This is a situation where I didn't really realize this. The Atlanta Falcons might go 0-3. I mean, you think about it, they got a Monday Night Football game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and then guess who comes to town next week? The Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs come to Atlanta. So it's and then you look at their performance last Sunday, where essentially, and like you said, Tony, the 10 points. That 10 points came in the first half. They didn't score 0 points. They didn't lose to Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost to Chris Boswell and his 6 field goals.
Yep.
Hey, he's part of the team.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's good though. Hell, who wouldn't take when you have no offense? You kick 6 field goals and you're still able to win the game, and you won the game handily. That's more of an indictment on Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. More so not just a Chris Boswell thing, but this is kind of, that's my thing. And then now considering the fact that you got Monday Night Football, and I think this is in Philly, so they got to go on the road in Philly, and then they got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs next not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday. And then I think CJ Stroud, like sometimes we always say like when a child is like older. Like it's like a child that like mature around their age. We say we've been there before. CJ Stroud has been here before, and I know a lot of people looked at, okay, this could be a potential sophomore slump, but I mean he picked up where he was. A great performance, 24 for 32, 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. A nice win over the Indianapolis Colts. I mean the kid from Rancho Cucamonga, he's legit. He's the guy. He's the guy here in NFL. And like I said, I don't think there's a sophomore slump at this point. I know we're doing this, and obviously we're just doing this from a week 1 perspective. But a hell of a start to his sophomore campaign.
I was gonna say, bro, surprised nobody said nothing, but Saquon with the Eagles, man, that's in your division. I think that's
3 touchdowns. That's frightening. Oh. And what's crazy about that is, y'all had an opportunity to win that football game because your boy was screwing up offensively. So I was like, Kellen Moore, and I'm like, God, it's like Kellen, like Saquon Barkley is the ultimate deodorant for this Eagles team, and it's scary. And it's I thought about that. I figured you babe was gonna chime in, somebody else was gonna chime in, but yeah, that 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that's scary. And he did that on probably the worst surface that he'll probably ever play this season. But maybe except for Northwest Stadium potentially, but I don't know. But who's to say? But the grass might look good this year. We'll see. We'll see Sunday how the grass looking in DC. But we shall see. But yeah, that probably is his worst. That probably the worst surface he'll play at this point. And he had 3 touchdowns. Scary.
I think this is.
Hey, Marvis Harris Jr. had 1 reception for 4 yards.
That's only time. It's up from now. He go
right.
Down.
It's funny how the Bills
they lost by 3.
The Bills was covering him tough. It's like not to bring Kalen Clark, but for a rookie, he getting that kind of treatment. They guard, he pressing him every play. Okay,
right.
We don't.
We ain't getting embarrassed. They know how his father is. They're like, we not gonna get 2 generations.
Right. And then when I saw that, I was like, that's one of the reasons why they lost. You know what I mean? It's one of the reasons why it's probably you probably gotta figure out a way, or use that to your advantage. You know what I mean? I just think Murray's too small, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen the video when Myles Garrett he came to him and he thought he was like a little child. And he came back, he's like, "Oh, baby."
Wow. Hey yo, when he scrambled, and I swear I felt like you remember when you played Mario and you got that jump and everything started going real fast, like Luigi with his legs be moving real fast. I was like, oh yeah, it was that's a small dude, bro, compared to everybody else. He in the pocket, and I'm looking like, hey yo, they gonna hurt him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but once they got physical, like they're a fast team, I think they need to get like a power back or something like that, man, because the physicality I think, and their division is extremely physical too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got San Francisco, the Rams.
Yeah,
and Mike McDaniels and the Seattle Seahawks. But yeah, so what else you ready to say? So yeah, so as we turn the page now to week 2 of the NFL season and I guess you call it week 3 of college football season. So go around the horn, fellas. Want to get you guys the game to watch this weekend. This is kind of a segment that we do every week, where it's gonna be a game where it's gonna be a game that you can sit on the couch, minimal movement, may go to the bathroom during halftime or commercial break. You can have your snacks and everything in hand. What is the game this weekend that you're gonna watch this weekend? I'm gonna go with you first, Tony. What you got? What's gonna be your game of the week this weekend?
I'm very invested in the 3-peat. I'm watching the Chiefs every week, bro, and they got the Bengals this week. So the only dude to ever beat Patrick Mahomes in the play, Brady, Joe Burrow. We got that date again, and I'm interested to see if the Bengals can clean up whatever the hell they had going on last week. That was crazy, but I'm interested to see if they're gonna get it together. And of course, for the, like I said, 3-peat reasons, I'm watching the Chiefs every week.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So you got that's 425 matchup. That should be fun. All right, what you got, Mal?
I'm cheating, but I'm really excited to see. I'm gonna watch this Bears and the Texans game. I like the Texans. Now I'm getting this thing about the Bears. We talked about, but the Bears and the Texans.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
See, that's the problem. That's back then. That's leave that alone.
No, what's Caleb? That's Caleb saying that. That's Caleb. Thank you very much. No Bears. But yeah,
I know it's against. I know it was against Will Levis and Titans right now. They kind of in shambles, but that Bears defense, I don't know if they look like that all year. I think it's gonna be scary. Not just for my Packers either. It's gonna be scary if they perform like that every week. Or
yeah, for sure. And we said with Tennessee was gonna be kind of they're gonna have those heartbreaking losses. This is kind of one of those ones too. So and like you said, and we said about the defense, like people gonna get caught up in thinking like this 85. I'm like, nah, slow it down.
Right. Right.
The defense they look good, but yeah. I got a sneaky game in college football that I'm watching. I like this Ole Miss versus Wake matchup. Obviously, if you look at this matchup, I think Ole Miss is favored by like 23.5. Obviously, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, Springer alert. I got Juice Wells with Ole Miss. They come to Winston-Salem. Obviously, Wake Forest is the team. Shout out to Dave Clawson, former University of Richmond head coach. They had a heartbreaking loss last week against UVA. Was it? I think 30-31. I got a sneaky feeling, and I'm not saying that. I think it will. I think it's gonna be closer than what I think it will be. I think this will be a very interesting game. I want to see how Jackson Dart plays on the road and Winston-Salem and see how that plays out. I think it's gonna be an interesting, sneaky matchup. I think this is a 6:30 game, so this is a perfect way you can have a nice little appetizer, and then have a little dinner in the fourth quarter, whatever, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I mean, I think it's a perfect time where you can kind of merge two worlds, your appetizer world and your entree. So. Perfect time. I think 6:30 will be great. Eastern Standard Time.
I even with college football, a little bit. Kind of lean to you and a couple others for my college football league. But is Ole Miss? Are they back? Are they back?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ole Miss is 5th in the country. Yep.
Okay. Oh, they're great.
Okay. Yeah. And Jeff, this is a good one too. That's Boston College in Missouri is really like that has so much intrigue. Obviously, these are 2 ranked teams. I think Boston College just cracked the top 25. Missouri is 6th in the country. That's gonna be an intriguing game. That's another one where I think that's another game to watch as well. That's the you might want to use a cup if you need to handle your facilities. Because I think that's gonna be another game where bring a water bottle and a towel.
I'm gonna check that one out because I know what I'm not watching is the Colorado Buffaloes. I'm done. like I know WWE when I see it.
Well, they got Colorado State. They got to go to Colorado State. So Fort Collins is gonna be rocking. So
man,
I don't know if you want to see the Buffaloes win, have a game that they can win. This might be it for you.
No man, it's more or less. It's so many different, and nobody's probably going to talk about it. But I'm sitting there when Deion first got there, and his setups of why he would get a defensive line or offensive line. It made so much sense, and then I'm watching it. And I'm sitting here like, I mean, no offense. I was told growing up that teams like Nebraska, Oklahoma, Iowa, they're known for having very, very big Caucasian guys. That's what they're used to having. So I'm sitting here looking at Nebraska. I saw a dude 6'9", 314 pounds of solid muscle. He looked like the Joker on steroids. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here like, hey, man, y'all got to figure out a way to get the ball out of Shador's hands faster. I'm sitting here like, man, don't keep passing it to Travis. Like, I'm saying, like, the number one option on that team should be J5. It should be Horn Jr. He's the fastest one on the team. And I'm like, they not putting him in the position. No, I'm not joking. Like, I don't see people talking like this. I'm like, you got a whole You got a whole field that you can use, and y'all keep trying to go up the gut. You keep going like one side. I'm like, man, you got to move a little bit faster. You know what I mean? And because you're smaller than them, so you got to move faster. And it just looked like they almost like a peewee team. It's embarrassing. It's like okay, all right, man. Is this a joke? Am I being punked? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Big bro,
something.
I think the problem is, and I always notice like these dudes that Dion gets out of the portals, they might have went to Ohio State or Alabama, but these dudes were 7th and 8th strings. You know what I mean? So it's the point. I think the problem that Colorado is having is that they can't get to the top recruits. They can't get the class that Alabama or Ohio State can get. They can get like leftovers. The dude that wasn't getting no play time there. But I don't know if Colorado will ever be able to get the top guys, even with Dion there.
And then the coaches. I mean, one more thing, Chris, and I'm gonna let you have it. Just even the coaches, right? And I'm sitting here like, okay, the same with the players. They just want the camera in their face and they want the glitz and glamour. Man, some of them coordinators that he's had for a long time, you know what I mean? They doing the same thing. That's why I don't even watch the YouTube stuff anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff is gonna die down. It's like like I was telling my dude with this wrestling, I was like, man, I've seen this before. Like, come on, man. Y'all could be better. I watched last year and I saw them. That's one thing that they would have. They had heart. And it's starting to crumble up to see Travis Hunter and Shador argue like that. And then Travis on the bench by himself. And it starts, you know what I mean? Like, okay. It's like New Edition. Like if they just start getting all these different people, like, okay, where Ralph and Johnny at, B? Same New Edition. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My bad. On you, coach.
But I mean, but Colorado is simple. It's just they just haven't invested in the trenches. They essentially put a Band-Aid on a gaping wound in the offensive line. People say, "Oh yeah, you got better." Yes, you got Jordan Seaton. He's a nice piece, but he's a freshman. He's a true freshman, and it's just one of those things where, yeah, like you said, the whole thing what you're doing, like he's just not releasing the ball too quick because he is like his sacks are like kind of half and half. Some of it his fault because he don't release the ball quick. They don't have a running game, so of course, they don't have a running game. So it's like, of course, I'm gonna blitz him. Of course, because you don't have nobody that I'm building offensively. But that's what I'm saying. That's the issue, and that's the thing where because. Dylan Edwards is gone. I think he went to Kansas State. I think at this point, I think he's at Kansas State. So now you don't have that running back, that you had like in Dylan Edwards last year. And so it's kind of just one of those things where, like even in the Nebraska game, I think defensively, I think they held their own in a sense, especially in that second half, because I thought Patrick Mahomes' little cousin was going to destroy them, and that he did in the first half, but It's just one of those things where just Colorado, it is what it is. I mean, it's just what it is. And unfortunately, like I said, if you want to see them be in a game that's competitive, that they can potentially win, this might be your last opportunity. I mean, I think they play Houston. I think they play Houston. Then I think they start the Big 12. So you only got really 2 more weeks to look at them and think, hey, they might have a legitimate shot, and they'll still be somewhat competitive in the Big 12. But I definitely think, though most of those games they'll play, they won't be the favorite because they picked last in the Big 12. So, So
2 things. So I did watch the last little YouTube video, right? And they sitting here doing relay racing and laughing and giving high five and dancing. And I'm sitting here like, nah, we don't need that right now. Like we need people, that y'all need to. I want to see a player, a teammate, a player go out there and cuss everybody out. I don't even want to see no coaches to say, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't trying to be here, then you need to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to see. And so them take it serious, like, okay, man, we just got manhandled like this. We got to do better. I thought that was the act of professionalism, but Coach Prime went the other way. He said, man, if you study this, and that, and you have a good time, everything works. And I'm sitting here like, man, it's this. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
And I think And I think, like you said, and it comes that buzz that we had last year and all that type of stuff. Because if you look at it from a realistic standpoint, they're kind of where they need to be. As far as I think people looked at this team as far as the eyes and all this type of stuff, even though yes, they draw eyeballs, but this team wasn't good. I mean, this team, even last year, I mean, so it's kind of one of those things where I think people had this heightened expectation last year and was thinking that it's going to get better this year because obviously that, but no, right. I mean, I think it's just this team was 1-11 2 years ago. Like, I still think they're on track to be better than what they were 2 years ago. They're on track to that, but it's just like people, because like this whole talk, people were thinking that they were going to be in a playoff, and I'm like, and what playoff? They couldn't even be in the playoff. It was 2 teams in there. You know, hell if it was 100 teams in there, they might. Hey,
Coach.
Yeah.
One quick question: how do you like Coach Prime and Deion Sanders?
Oh yeah,
you do.
I love Coach Prime. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, and I think, and I don't know if one of the shows I even said, I think we had a segment one time, and yeah, because this was when we was at Lexington. If Deion Sanders, if I had a 17-year-old child and Deion Sanders came to my house, I would have my son go to Colorado.
I would too.
Yeah, I love Coach Prime. But I think the thing is coupled with all the hype expectations. Like I didn't like going to the season. I really didn't have high expectations for Colorado in the first place. I figured, hey, them going to the Big 12 could potentially help because compared to last year, where they literally had their Pac-12 was probably the best it's ever been since I can recall. That where you had so many teams that had like national, as far as had that could have made the college football playoff. Okay. Yeah, I think Deion. Yeah, I think Deion is great. I think because with Deion, I like him just the fact of forget the wins and losses. I think he is a great leader. Like, it's somebody who, if I obviously you wouldn't have your son around, but I think he would be somewhat a next representation of a father-like figure for him because he's been there, he's done it, he's had adversity in his personal life and also in his professional life. So I definitely think if my son was going through some things, he could talk to a Deion Sanders because Deion Sanders has been through a lot. Now people think that, oh yeah, he's had this great NFL career. He got everything. I mean, he's gone through stuff. And you look at even like with his health, he's had a suicide attempt almost nearly 30 years ago. So he's been through it all. And it's like if I have an 18-year-old son that feels discouraged, talk to coach. If you can't talk to me, if you want to need somebody to talk to, and I can't get to you, talk to Coach Brian.
Right, I got you.
Okay, cool.
Just wanted to make sure you weren't holding on to when he played for the team formerly known as the Redskins.
Yeah. I mean that's just what it was. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, if Daniel Snyder want to give you money, why not?
I'm just checking. I know we got to go on though.
I got love for
All right.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's get to our picks for this week. So actually, me and you, Malvin, we were tied at 8. We were tied at 5-3 this week. So hopefully we can break the tie this week. So we got our guest picker here, Tony. So we'll go first. So we got the tomorrow night. We have a Thursday night matchup. So obviously, Amazon Prime. Tell Lucas to be there about 7:15, 7:20. So all the fellas, we know what time it is.
Yeah.
So be on time. It's about 7:15 should be on. Maybe about a little after 7:15, but should be on. All right, so we got the Bills and the Dolphins. What you got, Tony?
I got the Dolphins on that one, big bro. I think they're gonna have a move. They get back from last season,
All right, what you got, Matt? What you got?
I'm going with the Dolphins. I don't believe in the wannabe Michael Vick.
Who want to be Michael? Vick?
I'm talking about Josh Allen, man. Watch that game.
No.
Go back and watch that game. You can watch the highlights, man.
Yeah.
He. You know, remember when Vic used to force runs because he, things just wasn't. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Y'all see.
Vanilla Vic is Daniel Jones, according to people.
Oh man, who cares what they say? You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I mean? Listen to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Vanilla
Daniel Jones ain't never been. There ain't nobody going on mad and saying I want to play with the Giants with Daniel Jones. No, we said we wanted to play with Vic. So don't whoever said that.
Vic said that, I think. Matter of fact, I think Vic said it. I think in a jokingly way. But yeah, shoot, Daniel Jones, y'all. He be balling though. He be balling against Washington. I know that for sure. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins.
He turned to Danny Dimes.
These Commander fans are so like they are so cold. Like they always do good against us. Somebody gonna sack him. Don't just let him run.
He be balling. That man be having career games against us.
Oh man.
So we got a Friday night spooky matchup in Manhattan, Kansas. Ooh, on a Friday 13th matchup. We got number 21 Arizona Wildcats going against the number 13 ranked Kansas State. What you got, Tony?
I like that kid, the receiver and the quarterback for Arizona. So I'm gonna roll with them. I think they upset alert. Ring the bell.
Okay, Zona. Okay, all right, guys. Zona taking the win in Manhattan. What you got? What you got, Mal?
Excuse me. I got K-State.
Okay. Yeah, man. I got K-State. Roll with him. A Friday 13th in Manhattan, Kansas. You can't beat it. Give me the fight Miguel Powers at Kansas State University. All right. So we got this is Jeff's matchup. Boston College versus Missouri. What you got, Tony?
BC, they just beat somebody. Notre Dame, was it?
Florida State.
Florida State. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to go with them, but I'm gonna go with Mizzou, man. I think the ranking's gonna win this one out.
You say you got Mizzou too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Give me the fight, Matt Ryans. Give me the Boston College Eagles.
They're fighting Matt Ryans.
Chestnut Hill's gonna be crazy when they get back Saturday.
Stupid.
Give me Boston College. So we're gonna go a little bit, yeah. So we'll go to the pros. So we got a matchup of two rookie coaches. That one of these coaches in this matchup will be 2-0. We got the Seahawks versus the Patriots. Who you got, Tony?
Man, big bro. You know, it's as crazy as it sounds. I like what Mayo's doing with the Patriots.
Me too.
Damn, but it's kind of. I heard somebody. I was on Twitter earlier. A lot of New England fans talking about the Patriots are back. So I don't. That make me a little scared. But I'm a roll. I'm like y'all just don't learn y'all lesson. But I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Man, I like Coach Mayo.
Okay. All right, what you got, Mal?
Man, this one was hard. I picked the Seahawks, but man, I really liked what the Pats did. They look so poised, like they know how to win. You know what I mean? Against the Bengals. And like we could see, like, again, the Bengals they tend to start slow, but the Pats understood that they were the Bengals. That's a big win. That's a big morale win. That gives you confidence. You know what I mean? And they was on the road and they was running on them. The quarterback had me nervous though. Man, you talk about anxiety. Like, man, like, you know what I mean? Some of the moves he was making, I was like, man, throw the ball away if you want to throw the ball away. Like, you know what I mean? He was trying to run. I was like, whoa. He was like, run. I said, whoa, just throw it away. Just don't even do it. You know what I mean? But definitely, man, they looked physical. They looked limber and swift. They played together. That's one thing about a defense. Sometimes defenses get too they get too quick and they don't play as one. I hate that. You know what I mean? Like if they running the ball and the guy's going to the corner, sometimes just run past him so he can cut in back to the defense. Like I like stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks.
Seahawks. Okay, you got the Seahawks. Okay, you got Mike McDaniel going 2-0. And this should be one of my favorite matchups. Obviously, my two nephews on both sides, Sam Howell for the Seahawks and Drake May. Let my nephews play, but I know my nephew's not going to play in this matchup. Give me the New England Patriots, Gerard Mayo, 2-0. And guess what? We're back. We're going to get free coffee at Dunkin' Donuts.
Clam chowder.
We 2-0 at the Harbor.
What you go eat at the Harbor?
I'm gonna take an Uber.
What Bobby Brown say? He did what?
Oh, my mom had to take me to the studio because I didn't have my car. She didn't have her car. 2-0. We're gonna win a championship like the Celtics. So keeping up with ours. So Jeff got the Bills. We got Kansas State, Missouri, and the New England Patriots. Now we got the Buccaneers and the Lions in a divisional round rematch of last year's divisional round. Who you got, Tony?
I know I'm not supposed to say this as a Packers man, but I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Okay. No
They look fun. They look good.
What you got, Malvin?
I'm going with the Lions, but I think this is really a good game to watch because the Bucs did look good. Like the chemistry between Evans and Baker was crazy, and like just to see Baker the way he was getting out of the pocket. I don't want Baker to get too overconfident because that's his issue. But man, they looked good running the ball. They looked good. I mean. The Bucs look good. So and then like the Lions, you know what I mean? But I'm going with the Lions.
Okay. Yeah, give me the Lions. I think the Buccaneers an anomaly. When you playing against the Washington Commanders in that secondary.
Stop it.
It's
going to be okay.
They're just
getting started.
20 for 30. That's not going to happen on most NFL defenses except for the Washington Commanders. That's fine. I mean, hey, we know it is all good. But give me the Lions in this matchup. Yeah, they're gonna move to 2-0. And this is the Savant's game of the week. We got the Bengals versus the Chiefs in a classic AFC matchup that normally it's early in the season, but hey, we shall see. Yeah. What you got, Tony?
I'm gonna go with 15 in red, and company Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
I think they and with that kid Xavier Worthy, I'm not saying he can be player of the game, but he a threat, man. Big
shout out to Xavier Worthy. Hey, Xavier Worthy's mom. How you doing? Good afternoon.
Excuse me.
What you got, Mal? Who you got in this matchup?
Man, I'm going with the Chiefs. Like I think the Chiefs know. Like I said, the Bengals probably ain't gonna really get started until the end of September, going in October.
All right.
So I'm going with the Chiefs.
Okay, I'm playing a little mental warfare. I got the Chiefs winning this game. I want them to. I mean, I got the Bengals winning. I need the Bengals to win. I don't want to face a Bengals team, an 0-2 Bengals team on Monday Night Football. So, NFL gods, please let the Bengals win. So at least they'd be still on their high horse, and we can sneak one out in the jungle. So give me the Bengals. And I honestly think what ended up happening why they lost to New England, I think is because I think they looked past New England. Because I think they were looking forward to this matchup on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I know people gonna say, well, how you know that? We all skip through stuff. That's just like life. I mean, you think day by day, I'm thinking about Friday already and it's Wednesday.
Right, yeah, it's a fact, bro.
It's life.
Good point.
So it is what it is. We got Maui's game to watch. We got the Bears, the quarterback matchup, a coast to coast matchup of Keller Williams from DC and CJ from Rancho Cucamonga on Sunday Night Football. And shout out to Maria Taylor. Tony, what you got? We got in this matchup.
I knew I was giving the Bears their credit earlier, but I'm a believer in CJ Stroud, and to Maui's credit, I think you said this, big bro. It looked like CJ Stroud has been here before. It definitely like he a 10-year.
That was Coach.
Coach. I'm sorry, big bro. I'm sorry. I'm taking off the tape. CJ Stroud, man. When I watch him play, it looks like I'm looking at a 7, 8, 10-year veteran. And the kid only been here there's only I can't even think about it. He ain't played more than 20 football games yet, so it's a testament to him. But I think he gonna torch those Bears and put them back in their place.
Who you got, Maui?
Man, I got. I'm going with the Texans, but I want the Bears to win. But man, when I watched CJ, he wasn't as. He was pocket. He seemed he was slower than he was last year. And I think a lot of it had to do because of his running game now with Mixon. And also he has a veteran receiver there too. And he was just picking, you know what I mean? Like seeing the game a little bit different than he did last year. But yeah, I'm going with the Texans, man.
Yeah, I mean, give me Houston. I think they'll come back to life, and I definitely think, and it's funny to think that the last number one overall pick to win a game was David Carr, that used to play for the Houston Texans. So, and he did beat the Cowboys. I'm sorry, Jeff. That was in 2002. So
be right back.
And bring it back. Yeah. All right. So then rounding out our Monday Night Football matchup, we got the Falcons at the Eagles. So we got Kirk Cousins versus Jalen Hurts. What you got, Tony?
Damn, that's a hard one. The battle of the birds.
Right.
Man. But just for the simple fact that we was able to give them all that we could, and they barely beat us. I could see the Falcons bouncing back. I'm pretty sure they having some hoorah meetings right now. Get their minds right. Kirk Cousins is one of those kind of guys. He doesn't get real rattled. I mean, I know he hasn't had a bunch of NFL success. He's a veteran in the league, so I think that Falcons are gonna bounce back and get the Eagles their first L of the season.
Yeah, because they got a big one next week. What you got, Maui? We got the Falcons and the Eagles on the Monday nights.
Eagles. I mean, I think the Falcons are going to figure it out. I mean, the division's kind of weak, so the main thing is, for them to win the division. So, teams like the Steelers and and teams like the Eagles, they're going to most likely fall against, but they'll pick it up. I mean, it's only September. Remember, you have a great October and November, man. Anything's possible.
I just want to say real quick, Maui, I don't know if the NFC South is going to be as weak as we think it is. Because right now, the Saints are the highest scoring team in the NFL. They the only ones. They're the only ones that hit 40. They put up that 47 burger. Albeit, I just think they got a potent offense, man. You don't put up 47 by accident.
I'm like, damn, baby, Derek Carr. Damn, baby. When Derek Carr hot, he's spassy.
Man, it's either a new car or a used car. You like a
new car. That's what I'm saying. David Carr, and when he's on, he's on. It's scary.
Man.
You heard me?
Man, he ain't do nothing but put that liquid in the car so they could last a couple more weeks before he get inspected. Y'all ain't slick. Come on, man. It's Derek Carr. Tripping. I mean, just put that liquid. Just put that little liquid in the car, man. It'll last for about a month and a half.
You get high. That's the thing. And that's the thing that Matt, when you look at that, because he has that potential, and he kind of, because we always said, man, if he getting a good offense, he can cook.
Yeah. And
I'm like, because at first we was thinking, oh man, Dennis Allen might be out the door, like he might be home for Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he gonna be.
Hold up. I don't mean that. Who did they play against?
The Panthers.
Who did the Saints play against?
Panthers.
Oh, okay.
But they actually have somewhat of a fairly decent defense too.
Yeah.
So that's because their issue has been the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously without Brian Burns, but still, Brian Burns went to the Giants, but still. Oh yeah, he do. Yep. He in a sense that's a good comparison because he's like one of those where because when Jeff George was on, Jeff George was on.
Mm-hmm.
And like now, so it's like it's interesting. But in this matchup, I got the Eagles winning. I definitely think Saquon is going to be. I think he's going to be another matchup, and then I think the Falcons fall to 0-2 as they head back home and play Super Bowl champions in Alabama. So
it's okay, Kirk Cousins. Just go get some lemon pepper wings. What is it? What bad? What they called again?
Yeah, the Lou Will wings.
Man.
Barbecue.
Yeah. Go call Jermaine Dupri. Go kick it for a weekend. You'll get back.
If he 0-2, he cannot step foot at Mac City Mondays. Oh,
that's what it's there for.
Well, now
come here, cousins.
Now if he goes to if he go, obviously that's won that football game. But if he beats the if he beats the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs at home, oh yeah, he gonna go. He got to go to Mac City shirtless and with the chains on. if he beat the Chiefs, for sure. And
I want to. They need to film that. I want to see that because that'd be like word. He did.
Yeah, because definitely if they beat the Chiefs for sure, Mac City Mondays get Kirko whatever he want, and I mean anything. Wings, legs, thighs, all that. We talking about chicken. We talking about chicken now.
So I can hear him saying this. Hey, so Kurt, you beat the Chiefs. So what would you like? He was like, one day I was strolling through, like at 2:00 in the morning. I was strolling through the cable and I saw BET, and it was a video with Nelly called Tip Drill. And I swear, I'm just playing. Let me stop. There was this really, really light skinned girl. I don't know if she's Egyptian or what, but I would really like to know more about her. Shoot, I want to know more about her too. Matter of fact, this is YouTube. Let me go ahead and put this on.
Shout out to BT Uncut Jewel. Don't tell Mr. Farragon. We don't know what's going on because girl. All right,
one of Nelly's best songs ever.
What a time.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tony, you got to think about we were like super young. We were like adolescent kids. So
good
Lord.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Watching that.
We just my God. Yes. 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time to be alive, man.
Oh, man.
Ohio had their own uncut video. It was the funniest thing you ever seen in your life. But you was like, wow, they just got this on regular TV.
But I mean, they had some songs like, man, classic. I'm gonna tell you, that's to show you how old I am. I used to record it on VHS.
Oh yeah,
like,
you up
Me too. Me too.
Exactly.
That's the last time I read.
Yeah, because these young kids don't know anything about no VHS tapes. I mean, think about it at this age. Yeah,
I'm sure I got one in the. I'm sure I got one in the closet that has the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Right there.
It says birthday party. They're like, okay, what kind of birthday party is this? I'm like, who recorded over Miss Johnson's birthday party?
Yeah, you stupid. Like, man, you got every Jurassic Park in here. Well, I don't. Stupid.
That's funny.
It'd be like that though. So we're gonna round up tonight. Who gets this week's game ball for you, Tony? What you got this week?
Or from week 1?
Anywhere, anything in the world of sports. Who gets this week's game ball? Anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
You know what,
in the world of sports.
This might be a little off kilter, but I'm gonna give my game ball to Caitlin Clark. And the reason I'm gonna say that, man, just because I know she's been a controversial figure in the sports world, but I've been a fan of the young lady, how she's been carrying herself, and it's looking like the Indiana Fever gonna make a run in the playoffs. So I'm gonna be glued to the screen watching that. I know the WNBA is kind of like disappearing since the NFL showed up. I ain't heard nobody really talking about the dub no more, but I'm gonna be looking out for the young rookie.
Cheryl Swoops has entered the chat.
Oh yeah. Cheryl about to get on my ass, ain't she?
All right. But shout out to Cheryl Swoops, man.
I love it.
Hold on. Am I lost? Hold on. Did she comment on your joint?
No.
Am I tripping?
No.
Okay.
Hey,
man. Hey.
No. It's just an inside joke because essentially,
I got you.
When it comes to Angel, because she want to put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in the same category as Rookie of the Year, and it's like, I mean, you can't put an apple and an orange together and think they're the same. As far as just, I understand Angel Reese, the double, she got the record for most double doubles and what have you. But Caitlin Clark and they haven't been over 500 in 5 years. Matter of fact, they haven't been above 500 this decade, and then we're about halfway through. Yeah. So it's and then of course people and then you talk about Caitlin Clark, it's kind of like tongue in cheek. That's why I kind of stayed away from the WNBA. I mean, honestly, I think I kind of X stage left right about the summertime, right after the Olympics, and I'm like, because this ain't it.
I don't blame you, bro. It's very catty in the WNBA.
It is, and I just be like, and then it's like, as a man, they're like, it's like, I almost feel like how it's the opposite feeling. Like, how when a woman cover a man's sport and people kind of sometimes disparage them in a sense. Yeah. That's how I feel when it comes to WNBA. And it's just like now I understand the plight more. Obviously, and it's tons of women that cover NFL and do a terrific job. So and it ain't like it's something where it's just like this isn't like they're not pioneering. They're not the they're not the Jane Kennedys. They're not Phyllis Georges. There's been a whole generation of women, multiple generations of women who have covered the sport, and I understand how they feel when it comes to when people, and they're just accomplished as most, as most of the men in the industry, but they get that. Yeah. And the same thing with here, where it's like, I mean, I've watched WNBA since the inception. I remember. The Cleveland Rockers. I remember, the Miami Soul, so, but it's like, how are you today? It's like, I'm almost a damn 40-year-old man been watching WNBA for 27 years. Yeah, and now it's just like, hold up. And look, I don't have an opinion.
they've been telling us to support them for how long? At least the last 10 years. The moment we do, we hating or we ain't got no right to say nothing. Right. So you're right, big bro.
Right. Right. And don't get mad at me. Now look at my credit card receipt. I had League Pass.
Yeah.
It was popular. I had during the pandemic.
Yeah. You got to show them the sometimes. Right. We really been here. Like men, I mean, if I know y'all brothers well, but we been here. A lot of y'all just not been here.
Exactly. And then it's
I ain't even there yet.
Hate it. That's all I
ain't there yet.
I'm done.
And that's why, and you know what? That's why, we had discussions about it, and when people really was trying to give it attention, they was like they were attacking it, and it's like it really wasn't a real conversation. Yeah. We're not debating. What we're doing is we're doodling on a piece of paper to figure out what's the good things and bad. Like I heard ignorant things. Somebody said they need to bring the hoop down more because we want to see them dunk, and I was looking like. And you're supposed to be, and that's the problem. Some guys that play sports, or they're not the smartest. I was looking like, what? No, the whole. I mean, women's basketball to me is the closest thing to FIBA almost because it's very technical. You gotta play. You gotta play basketball. Every once in a while, you have a person break you down and blah blah blah. But it's more team oriented. But one of my favorites, since you want to talk about women that covered football, and just to give her a shout out, Jane Kennedy. Oh my God, my bad, showing my age, but I don't care.
Hey, yep. Oh yeah, man. And who's your game ball this week, now? What you got?
Oh, me? Game ball. I got a couple. Shout out. Game ball goes to Cleveland Farrell for his first sack with the Commanders. Definitely giving the game ball to Bosman, AFC Player of the Week. In the 18-10 win over the Falcons, he made all 18 points. 3 50-yard kicks. Shout out to Bosman, man. And I'm gonna end it with this. Game ball definitely goes to Hopewell-born, Tennessee University, ex-Seattle Seahawk, number 52, Daryl Taylor, that's playing for the Chicago Bears now. He is, I call him Woofer, but he had 4 solo tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. There you go. Now, if anybody remember Daryl Taylor's always been a man-child. And the thing of it is when he was a Seahawks, he has a lot of plays that you can remember. Like when he played, it's a lot of things that he's done you can remember, like him not even playing in the game, running on the field. It was a couple times he thought he sacked somebody and he cheered. They made a meme about that. But to me, man, when he's one of the reasons why they won this game. You know what I mean? And I'm just really happy. And like I think they traded him kind of late, and just to see him such a force like that, I just kept hearing him say his name, man. I'm just so happy for him, man. Shout out to Woofer.
Yeah, I like that. Young man making his mark.
Yeah.
Shout out to Woofer, man.
For sure. My game ball's got to go to Coach Thomas Hammock of the North Illinois. The biggest upset in college football up at this point, with a 16-14 win over Notre Dame. Had the quote of the year thus far. We didn't need luck. So obviously luck referring it to like look at the average. I look at that. So it's like good one on that one. Definitely gotta give Jeff's one here. His game balls to Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. Obviously the fallen. Obviously Matthew played in NHL. Both brothers were killed in an accident. And then also just the fact of at the funeral that his girlfriend announced, a girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure if it's, I think it's his wife. Yes, his wife, my bad. And that she announced that she was pregnant. And I'm like, God, that is adds on to the tragedy itself. So, just the fact that, that child won't, get to meet their father. I think that's really heartbreaking for sure.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, for sure. So, round out tonight, final thoughts and then social media in the upcoming project. What you got going on? I'm gonna go with you first, Tony. What you got?
Final thoughts, man. I'm so happy NFL is back. I kind of take away from the Christmas slogan. This is the most wonderful time of the year for me, big bro. Sitting around all summer waiting on some foosball. So, just happy football is back on the collegiate and the professional level, and high school football as well. Kudos to the young boys coming up. And as far as the social media, y'all, my firstborn is my YouTube, so just swing by the TonyTheSavant. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those as well, man. And my second home, really, man, Coach Big Bro, this coming make me a room somewhere, give me a little cot somewhere.
A little cot.
But it's always good to be on Couch Coach, man. Thank you, Big Bro, for having me.
No problem. What you got, Mal?
Oh man, great show. NFL season just started. Oh man, see you next week. I gotta make sure I lay down so I can get up extra early. But yeah, man, it's gonna be unique, man. Like I'm so like interested to see how this Netflix stuff is gonna happen this year. It's gonna be a lot of different things happening pertaining to the seasons, and I can't wait. Basketball season's right around too. Like, when October hit, Tony, oh man, Couch Coach skin glistens. He shines. His beard perks. You know what I mean? His grin, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He'd be ready. Like, it's this time of the year. Like, he'd be like, yeah, let's go, But man, but besides that, everybody, man, what we're talking about tonight, man, it's just game one. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're just getting started. So we just putting our perceptions on it. But man, it's gonna be so many things that's necessarily gonna happen towards the future of this season. You know what I mean? Some people gonna drop off, and some teams gonna move up. But yeah, social media, DT Morgan, 78 Instagram, Deshaun Morgan, Facebook, and see y'all next week.
Yeah. Once again, another great show. Social media wise, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Couch Coach Live. Podcast, anyway, get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, with there. The website, couchcoachlive.com. Far as content wise, we'll drop another episode previewing University of Richmond matchup on Saturday against Charleston Southern. We'll talk about that. That'll probably be out tomorrow or Friday, give or take. And then also couchcoachlive.com. Check out our latest articles there. And, so yeah, once again, another great show. And we'll catch you guys next week. And let's see. And one more comment for our guy, Jeff. And obviously, we had our fourth co-host on here, our guy, Jeff. Legacy Internet Radio brethren, alum. Mm-hmm. So we definitely got to give you a shout out to him for engaging with us this tonight, and looking forward to watching Geno Smith this year. Yes, and but yeah, so this wraps up this week's Couch Coach Live, man. We'll catch you guys next week, and we're out.
You're welcome.